Hi, and welcome to Still Evolving, where we explore the truth behind lasting performance and resilience. Rather than relying on perfection or superhuman ability, our conversation will highlight how real strength emerges through simple, intentional habits grounded in self-compassion, adaptability, and the ability to grow through life's inevitable setbacks. Today's guest is Don Pellum. Don is a leader who believes life's greatest gifts is the chance to serve others. For nearly 40 years, he's shaped athletes, teams, and organizations, turning potential into performance. A University of Oregon alumnus, Don helped transform Oregon football from humble beginnings into the nationally recognized O brand, winning 7 Pac-12 championships and making 2 national championship appearances. Along the way, he earned honors as ESPN and Sporting News National Recruiter of the Year, and even college football's best dressed coach. Today, Don takes those lessons off the field through Coach Pellum solutions and consulting, empowering individuals and organizations to lead with purpose, grit, and communication as their ultimate advantage. Please welcome Don Pellum. Coach Don, welcome to Still Evolving. I'm so grateful that you're here joining me in this conversation. Really look forward to learning from you, as always, from your journey and lessons learned. So thank you for joining.
Thank you for the opportunity, and thank your audience for their participation in making your show a great one, a needed one that people can go to and get some real truth and answers. So thank you for the opportunity, and I'm excited.
Awesome. Catch our audience up and talk a little bit about your journey, where you came from, up to what you're working on now. Share back for us.
Okay. Well, yeah, basically, I grew up in Southern California, a small town by Southern California standards, and was blessed to receive a scholarship in football to the University of Oregon, where I played there for 5 years and then went to graduate school and then started working there. And then I coached. My goodness, I coached at Oregon for a number of years. When I said a number of years, I think probably 27, 28 total. I had a short time at Cal while I was an administrator. Went back to Oregon for a long time, resetting the story. Then finished my career at UCLA. I retired in 2022, and I loved what I was doing. The beauty of coaching football and working with people is you get a chance to build. When we went into the profession, we get a chance to build men. I mean, I was working with men, but to really see them in those critical stages of coming from what we like to say boys, but coming from high school and then transitioning through college and then going out in the real world and making their mark. And so I love that. And so at the end of my career there, while in graduate school, I wanted to be a professor. And the goal was to become the top person and affect change from the top. So that's how I started. That's why I actually started my PhD. I was going to be the head person and make these things happen. And my calling ended up being coaching. So I never got a chance to do that. And so toward the end of my coaching career, I started writing and putting together these programs that I was going to launch once I retired. And then I finally made that decision to retire in 2022. And since then, I've been working on books and working on curriculum and working on different tools that I could use to go out and continue helping people grow and transition from where they are to where they want to go. So right now I'm doing speaking and consulting. I'm heavy in the communication world. I did my double major master's in the communication department. So that was my strength as a coach. I really leaned on communication. When I say communication techniques, raising difficult issues, dealing with difficult people, all those things that in business and life and coaching and in families, you have to deal with. And so that's where I am right now. And I'm excited. Been retired a couple of years. We've done some traveling. And I've actually started to really solidify what I'm doing. And it feels good.
That is awesome. Well, from your journey, I can imagine, and again, I'm grateful to share as a colleague just a quick blip of that in your journey at Oregon. But when you talk about communication, when you talk about leadership, what have you learned? What have been your takeaways when maybe the ball didn't land where you wanted it to land, or you took that life's punch? When that adversity strikes, what have you learned as a key takeaway to adapt and evolve?
An area that really resonated with me from a little child. I came from a tougher neighborhood, and there's degrees of tough. But let's just say there was some tough battles and tough conversations and tough people. And the thing that I learned then is I teach 6 truths of leading yourself before leading others. But one of the cores in that is you have to learn how to talk to yourself. You have to learn how to listen for yourself. And when I said talk to yourself, in athletics and probably in anything, but it's really personified in athletics because of TV and all the attention. When something goes bad, it spirals, and it's not just bad. You lose that third game, and the world is coming down. And the people in the building that yesterday was telling how great you are won't even look you in the eye. Trust me, I've been there. They will not even look you in the eye. But you have to learn how to talk to yourself, and you have to learn. It's not that you can't focus on that picture, right? And that picture is everyone's going, you guys are bad, you blew it, the season's over, my goodness, you don't know what you're doing. That's not it. You have to have that positive, you have to get that positive picture, which is basically, you know what? If we tackle better, when we take the ball away, we're going to be fine. If I work a little harder, we're going to be fine. So talking to yourself in those tough moments where there may be some doubt, but talking to yourself and then how to talk to others. And I'm not saying we just forget that we didn't do well. When we get back to the path, I like to say this: dwell on the path, not the past. The past will keep you locked. It will keep you in bondage because you keep going back to, I dropped the past. I dropped the past. Or if you're a business person, I didn't make the call. I didn't make the call. I didn't make the calls. It's the same mindset. And you want to get out of that and get to, when I do this, I'll succeed. And you have to dwell on that path and going forward. And that's the biggest thing that I've learned, that I've shared.
There's so much noise, right? Like if that outcome didn't land where you want, and like you were talking, depending on the performance domain in sport, there's some highly visible fishbowl amplified. I mean, Lord knows if I hear one more conversation about Kansas City right now, or one more thing pops up on my thread of one of their quote star players and how they look. And it's just like, first off, we're all human. Let's start there. And second of all, when that outcome doesn't land, the noise is intense. And so I love the challenge that you bring with considering what is that conversation with ourselves. And I've talked about that a little bit when people talk about, I need that ideal coach. I used to talk with athletes. I'm like, what's your ideal coach? And they'd rattle off all these things, usually support, challenge, motivation, instruction. And then I would say, all right, well, how's your inner coach aligned with that list? Because you can hire a coach. You may have Coach Don by your side on the sideline during practice, but guess what? He's not there every day, right? But your inner coach is. Here's the thing. Some coaches get trained up. Some coaches get fired, right? So what are you doing? That's right. And how are you evolving what you're saying to yourself? So I love that. With that noise, what's helped you, Coach Don? When all that noise happens, what has helped you, maybe other people, the power of connection in your life to refocus on what matters? Like you said, instead of the past, the path. Talk a little bit about the power that has come from those in your circle to help you stay on the path and stay focused or refocused away from the noise.
It is so critical as we go on this journey, and we're all on the journey, right? And basically, we're on the same journey. I mean, you may say, well, you went to college to be a psychologist. All right, Coach Pelham, you're a communication person, great. But at some point, all of us end up in whatever we thought we were going to do and thought we are going to be, and we get dumped on this highway. And it's like, whatever I was going to do, this is where I am now, and here's where I'm going, right? And at some point, we're going to all pull over, we're going to turn in our keys, we're going to retire, or it'll be a digital key. And then we're going to walk off into the sunset. That's just how it's going to go for all of us. What's really critical is to surround yourself with some positive, like-minded people, right? Because whoever you're around, you're going to become. And if I'm around a lot of people that when things go bad, they spiral down, they're going to pull me down. Right. If I'm around people, my crew, my close circle, the group that I circle my wagon with, when things go bad, if they're like me, go, you know what? No, we're okay. No, the sun's going to come up tomorrow and we're going to keep moving. And here's how. And we start talking about the positive ways that we're going to fight our way through it. Then that's the group that I need to gravitate toward and hold on to. And I need to support them and they support me. Now, within that group, there's accountability. Within that group, if you're wrong, we have to be strong enough to say you're wrong. We can't run around just patting each other on the back and kind of skirting around. No, true friends can talk to true friends like true friends. But that's what you need. You need some positive, powerful people like you that are going the same direction that you're going.
So I think back to you leading young men, and really I'm relating on my own personal journey, right? Like those goal-oriented, the achievers. I think back, I played basketball in college many moons ago. The overachiever. I squeezed any bit of talent out of that rock, let me tell you. Right? And yet, how also that unstable, kind of fragile existence is to feel threatened from that accountability or feel threatened from the challenge and feedback. So when you were working with young men as a leader, how did you show up to do that? I mean, how do you cut through the ego bullshit? Like, because it is so threatening, right? To maintain a certain posture. If you're asking me to alter that and say, yeah, this isn't working, or I don't know where I'm going, so I don't know what that action plan is. I don't know
Hmm.
if we can get there, the self-doubt. Like, as a leader, how did you help them? What did you find to be effective in helping them?
Great question. The first thing I think we have to look at what people are, what they really want, right? Beyond fluff, beyond the BS, beyond that. Okay, what do you really want, right? And then we have to continue to draw that line back to that, and then we have to reverse engineer and go, these are the things you have to do, and we have to draw those clear lines and almost attach, like in football, whatever guys want, and we attach it to the work that need to be done. So once we lay that out, yes, you want to be the starter, great. Here's what you have to do. We want to win X amount of games, 8 games, and go to a bowl. Here's what we have to do. And there's no guarantee that this is going to work, but it's guaranteed if we don't do it, we have no chance.
Yep.
And so we always had to put that and keep that in front of people. I think it's the same right now in our lives, right? If I want to be successful, I have to put what it is that I want there. I have to put it out here. And then I have to use, when things get bad, Amy, and I have that bad day, I have to use all those important things in my life to reattach me. So I'm having a bad day and I don't want to go through. I have to think about my son. I have to think about kids, grandkids. I have to think about the things that are important. Because when you think about those things and this little work I have to do to achieve this, it's not close. But if we don't think about the things that we really want are really important, it's easy to not do something. But when I put, you hear people say this, well, I put this on everything and I do this for my mom. Okay, when things get tough, then do it for your mom. Don't go sideways, go through it. Do it for your mom.
The power of the meaning, purpose, that connective tissue to really fuel us through the challenge, can't be understated. So it's one hell of a journey you've been on. I'm curious, what has helped you along the way keep that tank, at least from, the E indicator light coming on, right? What do you use to help recover? Because regardless of the role that you're stepping into, coach, consultant, father, partner, grandfather, like whatever you're stepping into, I explain to people, like, there's a load that you carry to be able to do that relationally, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. So what helps you recover to kind of keep your tank, at least from the E flashing at you?
There's several things. I think lifestyles is big. When I say lifestyle, sleeping, resting, working out, I think those are all natural ways to help reduce stress. And so I've always done that. I've always ate well. I haven't slept enough now, I'm going to be honest. Some years in Oregon, it was 5 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep. I do not miss that part. But, when you can, rest it. And then for me, I'm a big spiritual person. So getting in the Word, reading the Word kind of keeps me centered. Because sometimes my mind goes in some different places.
Absolutely.
And I have to pull it back. Yeah, I have to pull it back down. But being grounded in the Word, in the Bible, and I'm a big Jesus follower has been strong for me. And then once again, having some good people in my environment that are positive. Because some days I'm negative or I want to be negative, and those people will not let me. I had a roommate. I used to hate this. I shouldn't say, because he just passed away. He was an awesome guy. But we would start football practice every day. He would walk and go, PMA, baby, positive mental attitude. And it was days I did not want to hear it, but every day. God bless him.
Love it. We talk a lot about the power of connection, and most commonly we go to the people who, like you said, who circles the wagons for us. But what you just related is the connection also with self, like you said, taking the time, the lifestyle opportunities to recover with sleep, active recovery, what you're eating, those lifestyle pieces. But also, I really appreciate you sharing personally the connection with something bigger than yourself. And for you, it manifests through your Christian faith.
Hmm.
The connection to self, the connection to others, the connection to something bigger than ourselves is so crucial.
It is.
And really
Agree.
appreciate that. We usually wrap up with our guests having an opportunity to share back that immediate actionable tool, something that you find in your day-to-day routine that really helps ground you and most significantly helps you sustain on this journey. So what would that be for you?
Oh, that is a great question. I really appreciate that question. I'm going to say this. There's a little tool that I use. Right now, one of the problems, one of the realities of life right now is that we are so distracted. I mean, so you're on your way to work. You're on the phone talking to someone. Your watch is blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
Text.
Mm-hmm.
You stop at the stop sign or the stop light, and all of a sudden, the billboard that used to be made of sheets of paper and plastic starts changing. Something else just happened. You get to your office, you get out of the car, you start to walk towards the door, someone that you really don't want to talk to at that time because you're trying to get to the person inside the building, but they intercept you. And it goes on and on and on. And what happens, you come out of one conversation, you turn and you go right back into the next conversation. And often we take that stuff. It
Mm-hmm.
could be good. It could be frustration from this conversation. And we take it over there. So I call it pause, smile, address. It's PSA. And it's my little tool for me to, whatever conversation or event or dynamic I'm coming from, pause, address. And that's my tool because I really want to give everyone that I'm talking to, whether it's on the phone or in person, my best. And I don't want to drag some emotions from a bad phone call and turn right now. Because how many times does that happen? You finish one conversation and you turn and yet the next one's right here. And if you're that person that's right there, sometimes you don't get a smile. You get a, what's up? What? Because that's where I'm coming from. So I go PSA, pause, smile, then I can address you. I'm going to give you my best.
Huge. Such a doable tool. Thank you for sharing that one. I need to share this with my teenage daughter who, what? If I hear what one more time, I'm going to be like, I know that's not for me, right? So I think we need to introduce the PSA in my household.
Let's get that service announcement going.
Serious.
Yeah.
No, but it's incredibly valuable. And I think the point's so well made that we are go, 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 go. And how can we be intentionally present and connect? We need to slow down. And the PSA tool, there you go. I love it. Coach Don, thank you so much. It's been great to reconnect and kick it and learn from you again. So thank you.
Thank you. You're awesome. And wishing you continued success with your show.
Awesome.
But thank you.
All right. Here's to more conversations. Thank you. Be well.